Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I was just going to give you guys a quick update on all of my fish tanks that I have currently set up. It has been a while since I really have shown many of my tanks on this channel aside from like reels, but I have set up quite a few new tanks, so I wanted to give you guys a look at all of the new tanks I have as well as my older tanks. So let's go ahead and get started with the 20-gallon shallow tank and I'll give you guys a closer look. So like I said, I've had this tank running for maybe 15 or 16 months. So it's my longest tank that I've had running. This tank is super happy and healthy and thriving for being up as long as it has been set up. And I've got in this tank rice fish, as you can see, and then I also have some least rasbora, and I will show them over here. I think there's like 5 of those in this tank, and then I have some cherry shrimp, some nearite snails, and then somewhere hiding is a Siberian loach. Yeah, not super stocked. I don't stock my tanks very heavily, but as you can see, super happy plants. I do run CO2. I use root tabs. I don't use liquid fertilizer. I am not a fan of liquid fertilizer. Some people really like it though. But for the most part, plants are super happy in this tank, and I can't complain. It's probably, I would say, the tank I get the most comments on just because people really enjoy the carpet. All right, so this is my UNS 5N tank that I set up maybe 3.5 months ago. No, that's wrong. 2.5 months ago. All I keep in here is a betta, and then there's a snail. No shrimp in here just because I didn't want to risk it, because some bettas are nice and some bettas like to eat or just kill their shrimp for fun. But this tank is very low maintenance. I don't run CO2. I do think there's an issue with the flow because sometimes I get cyanobacteria in the sand, and that is very annoying. But like I said, this tank is very low maintenance. I think I maybe do maintenance on it once every few weeks. So this is a good beginner build for anyone who's looking to get into the hobby. So this is where I keep the majority of my fish tanks, as you can see. And this is the fish stand that I built back with my wife a while ago on my channel. But as you can see, it has since then been filled for the most part. I do have space left for another tank. It'll probably be built within this month, but I have yet to decide what exactly I'm doing. So subscribe and you get to see that. My dog just brought me her toy. Oh. But yes, let me get you guys a closer look and I will go through each one of these tanks so that way you can see them a little better. So I've had this tank set up for almost 3 weeks now. I have like normal issues like algae and stuff that's growing on the moss, but I don't expect this to last too long. Just part of the normal cycling of a tank. But I'm super happy with how it's coming out and how it's growing in so far. I do run CO2 on this tank, and I do have quite a strong light. It is a little bit more of a higher tech type tank setup, so it's maybe not your go-to if you're first getting into the hobby. So this over here was my attempt at a Wabikusa. It's not my favorite. I don't think I would do something like this again. But yeah, I don't know. Might take this down soon, might not. We'll see. This is my UNS 25S. It's 2 gallons, and I've had it running for maybe 3 months now. I've currently been keeping the lights off on it just because, again, cyanobacteria. This is a filterless tank setup, so there's no flow. I might add a pump in here just to add a little bit of movement to the water because I'm pretty sure that's why I keep getting this cyanobacteria, because I've noticed it's only in the tanks that have very little flow. But aside from that, it is a super happy tank. Like, the plants are all doing really well. So this is my UNS 60S. So it's a 10-gallon shallow tank, and it's probably one of my favorites. I just gave it a really big trim, so it looks a little bit goofy right now. I've had this tank running for about 5.5 months now. I have the original build on this channel, so if you want, you can go back and check it out. But I do run CO2 on this tank, and for livestock, all I have in this tank are paskai rainbow fish and then some crystal red shrimp hiding somewhere. But yeah, I would have to say this is probably one of my favorite fish tanks that I've set up so far. All right, on to my least favorite setup currently. This is another UNS 5N, and this tank I set up, I think, about 4 months ago. As you can see right now, there's some killifish in here. Let me zoom in. But this tank is a disaster. It is driving me crazy. I tried to plant Utricula graminifolia, I don't know. I can't pronounce it, and I wouldn't advise it to anybody. When I was setting up this tank, someone at a local fish shop suggested it to me. I wouldn't use it. It has proven to be incredibly annoying, and I'm going to be taking this tank down soon because this plant is a nightmare. It did start out really well, I will say. I did a dry start on this tank, and it grew out really well. And then when I added the water, it grew out even better, and it was very full. And then it just kept floating up from the soil. So annoying. It would float up, and then I would replant it, and then all of the aqua soil would fall from the back into the front. And so now there's a much thicker layer here, and it's almost like level now, and so that's driving me crazy. And it just kept floating up. So I thought maybe if I trimmed it back, it wouldn't be so heavy, and then it wouldn't float, and it would give the roots a chance to really establish in the aqua soil. So I cut it back really far and planted it further into the soil, and then this happened. And it's just awful. The algae just really took over because the plants melted. They were not happy after the trim. So yeah, I've given up on this tank, and I'm just gonna start over because yeah, I hate looking at it. So you guys will get to see a new build. I'll probably just use hairgrass or maybe Monte Carlo because I like both of those. So make sure you subscribe so you get to see that build when it comes out, probably within a few weeks. I should probably have it up. But yes, I can't stand this tank, so let's move on. Okay, and the last tank that I have to show you guys is my saltwater tank that I have set up. I have this little orange lens, so I'll put that on now so that way the lighting isn't so blue. All right, this should be much better. So I've had this tank set up, I think, over a year now, and I don't show it often on the channel, but I do have a saltwater tank, and I have found it to be less exciting than a planted aquarium, but it is still fun. I think I just really love the look of a planted aquarium over a saltwater tank, but I do have one. And for livestock, I have this chunky looking merman fish named Otis. He's a starry blenny, and then there's some sexy shrimp, hermit crabs, and snails in this tank. Alright, so that is all I have for you guys today in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on how all of my tanks are doing and what current setups I have. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and maybe leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.